Hi, my name is Dr. Jim Sandberg. I want to go a little bit deeper into the science of L-arginine and nitric oxide and pro-arginine because to me it's very amazing and interesting what this stuff does. You know, nitric oxide was such a big discovery that it actually won the Nobel Prize in Medicine in 1998. That's the biggest award in the world that year in health and medicine. There's also a website called PubMed.gov. Well, this is where all medical research is classified, and there's over 200,000 research articles on this, explaining the benefits of L-arginine and nitric oxide. Here's really what happens in the body. And I'm simplifying this, but this is how it works. There's an enzyme in your body called N-synthase. And it's obviously in your arterial lining, but all over your body. And normally, free-form arginine gets into that enzyme and turns into this beautiful nitric oxide gas. Well, nitric oxide is a signaling mechanism, and that's the molecule, nitric oxide, that causes your arteries to open up and dilate. And no one's getting enough nitric oxide, and therefore they're not getting enough blood flow. And we see a lot of issues arise from that with patients. High blood pressure, high cholesterol, high triglycerides, adult onset diabetes, plaques that's being laid down in their arterial lining, and more serious issues, congestive heart rate failure, diabetic neuropathy, amputations of feet and legs due to neuropathy. When we supplement, we get enough nitric oxide production, we see a lot of those symptoms, we see dramatic results. Personally with hypertension, of all the patients that I've put on pro-arginine, I have not had anybody that has a major decrease in blood pressure. I have a number of patients, like my friend Larry, who had been diabetic for over 7 years. And when we did a repeat blood panel on him, after 3 months, his biomarkers showed that he was no longer diabetic. We see cholesterol levels normalizing, triglyceride levels normalizing. You know, one of the studies on pro-arginine that just today, it still amazes me after knowing about this for 5 years, is there was a cardiologist on the West Coast called the High Desert Heart Institute. And they did a study with pro-arginine on 35 of their worst patients. Every single patient was a congestive heart rate failure patient. And most of them also had pulmonary hypertension, renal failure. A number of the patients, I believe 2 or 3, were also scheduled for amputations of their feet or legs due to diabetic complications. I mean, these are the worst of the worst. And medically, there was really not much more to do. A number of them felt that they had maybe a few months to live. And they put them on pro-arginine. And in 90 days, dramatic results with these individuals. In fact, they did numerous tests on each patient. On every single patient, every score improved, and dramatic changes in their life. If you ever get a chance, go see the High Desert study and the videos of the cardiologist talking, and Andrew Cece, one of the patients that literally thought he had a couple of weeks to live. Amazing. So increased blood flow works with a lot of other things also when we consider just cardiovascular disease. Neuropathy is really a cardiovascular issue. Major changes in patients with the neuropathy. Liver issues, thyroid issues. A number of these organs are not getting enough proper blood flow, therefore they're not working the way that they're supposed to. Autoimmune conditions is something that at the beginning I'm like, why are we getting such great results with autoimmune patients? Well, when you get that lack of blood flow, you get to what we call hypoxia, not enough oxygen, and tissues get inflamed and weakened. And inflammation is a basis for a lot of disease processes to happen or the body to turn on itself. So when we increase blood flow, we see amazing results, and I've personally seen with lupus, rheumatoid arthritis, mixed connective tissue disease, multiple sclerosis. You know, one of the things that really interests me when I first heard about pro-arginine is when I heard that this is a product that you can prove it works. I said, what do you mean by that? We can prove pro-arginine works or not with our patients or our friends and family. There's no question if you have 10 patients or family members that have high blood pressure and have a baseline, and you put them on pro-arginine and you take their blood pressure today, you'll know whether the product's working or not, which it will. If you have patients with, or friends and family with diabetes, high cholesterol, high triglycerides, and you put them on this product and you do a repeat blood panel 90 days later, you will see whether this product is working or not. So objective findings is really important for a clinician. But what's also amazing is subjectively, or patients, a lot of them feel different on this. A lot of patients will tell you that they have more energy, not like 3 shots of espresso, but more oxygen. They don't feel drowsy during the day. We hear a ton of sleeping better. And again, nitric oxide is a signaling mechanism. So the N-synthase enzyme is in the pineal gland. And that is the gland in your body that sets your circadian rhythms. Literally, some people, just 1 or 2 days, they're totally sleeping all through the night. So this is a product that we can prove it works, and a lot of our patients will they'll feel different on this. One of the things that really amazes me, because I come from a sports background, is sports performance. Literally, myself included, but a number of my friends and and associates that are in sports. They try it once. They try it 30, 40 minutes before they work out, before they run, they go bike ride or play basketball or hockey, and pretty much every one of them comes back as, what is this stuff? Not only if they have more energy, or they're riding, or they're going further longer and they're not tired, and they'll also tell you that they're not as sore or sore. Because again, they're burning aerobically instead of anaerobically. And aerobic is, respiration is when you're burning glucose, which is our main fuel, with enough oxygen. And when you're burning anaerobically, you're burning with not enough oxygen. Well, the byproduct of aerobic respiration with enough oxygen is CO2, so we blow that off when we're breathing. The byproduct of anaerobic respiration, not enough oxygen, is lactic acid. So this chronic inflammation of tissues, we don't get that. We don't get that soreness after workouts. Another thing that's very important to me is the quality of pro-arginine. If I'm referring patients or friends or families to a product, number one, it has to do what I say it's going to do, but it's got to be safe and it's got to work. There's a lot of supplements out there that they don't have high quality standards. Something I saw a couple years ago was, I think a couple years ago, the New York Attorney General sent a cease and desist to stop selling a bunch of supplements to Walgreens, Walmart, Target, and GNC. A number of their products had 0 active ingredient. Plus there was contamination of mercury, lead, a number of other bad things that are in supplement. Well, I've toured the manufacturing facility at Synergy, and I've never seen anything like it. They spend over $2 million a year on quality control testing alone. They have over 35 scientists, medical doctors, PhDs, that are continuing to check for efficiency, make sure the product does what it says, that it's safe. A couple years ago, they spent millions of dollars to set up a research center called the Hughes Research Center, where this company actually does clinical studies on their products. They can literally make claims on their claims on their products, and I don't know another supplement company in the world that does that. So the quality is there. In fact, the supplements are so good that they come with a 120-day unconditional money-back guarantee. So this is really risk-free for either you or your friends or family or patients to try. And if it doesn't do all those things that I just told you and more, they get their money back, no questions asked. So it is an amazing product. I look forward to each and one of you trying it yourself and sharing it with your friends and family. Thank you.